because you're a Nazi fascist scum.
I'm a Jew.
What do you know about that, you fucking fascist freak?
I'm a Jew. Do you hate Australia? Do you hate...
Yeah. Australia should fucking burn to the ground, mate.
Why don't you move out? Why don't you just leave?
Why don't you fucking leave?
You hate it. I love it.
You love Australia? What do you
I
love
love this
Australia?
country. Best country in the world. G'day guys, just before we get into today's report, I want to share with you this most important public service warning. And guess what? You can help spread the word, warn the public by getting this t-shirt right now at rebelstore.com.au. And don't worry, there's plenty of other designs, warnings, and Rebel branded mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you need at rebelstore.com.au, where you can spread the message, the love, and most of all, support your favorite news network now. Go to rebelstore.com.au. Other Yemeni here for Rebel News in Melbourne CBD. We're at Flinders Street Station, where some veterans have come together to stand up essentially for their right to march this Anzac Day. The government has said that there is a cap of 5,000 veterans who must be registered to march these streets this year. The problem is that across the road there is a stadium where 75,000 people are able to come together to watch a footy match.
75,000 people allowed to go to the football, right up against each other, yelling and screaming, spitting, whatever, and yet we can't do this.
We fought for our country, we deserve it.
We're just here to show a bit of support for each other and for our fellow veterans, and just try to highlight the fact that we think we've been put out just a little bit by the restrictions on Anzac Day, and we just want to get our voices heard a little.
Well, we came here to talk to the veterans and to hear their perspective, and to talk to some people in the public to hear what they think about the situation.
The MCG at 75,000. So it doesn't add up, does it?
And as you saw, we were confronted by a radical leftist.
Have respect.
Oh, what are you guys going to do? Nothing.
They're veterans. Have respect.
He's a fucking fascist.
There was a young lady here just a couple minutes ago. She made some very incredible arguments.
He's a Nazi fascist.
A Nazi? I'm a Nazi. All right, I'll let you guys go. We'll have a chat with this young lady.
It's a disgrace that you think you can come into Melbourne, the place that we have protests for Indigenous rights, for Black Lives Matter, for women's rights, and you think you can come onto Flinders Street steps and interview people.
How dare I?
Your little projects.
These are hold on.
Civilization. You're a fascist.
We're here for the veterans. Are you going to respect the? Are you going to respect the veterans?
I'm not interested in your Australian bullshit, mate.
I'd rather live in a country where I might not necessarily agree with everyone, but everyone's got the right to say and voice their opinions.
We cannot march Anzac Day.
Logical crap is about justifying Australia and justifying the project of white Australia.
These guys aren't allowed to march on Anzac Day, but Black Lives Matter. Your people, Black Lives. I'll go here so you don't have to be behind them. You guys can march 50,000 people for Black Lives Matter, but you will not let vets who fought for your freedom to be able to talk the absolute garbage you're speaking right now, the garbage you're spewing here on Melbourne streets. You can speak that because of these heroes. For example, she cannot go to Tiananmen Square and attack the Chinese Liberation Army, but she can be here in Melbourne at Flinders Street Station and attack in your faces the people that have been willing to sacrifice everything and have lost their friends who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Isn't it just mind-blowing?
Yeah, it's a little odd that the people that she's criticising and abusing are the very reasons she can say what she wants to say. But don't know, maybe she should look into history a little bit and a bit more self-education on the past and what the military's actually about and what freedoms it's brought us.
This man here has fought. He's basically sacrificed his entire life for your freedom, to talk the absolute garbage that you're speaking right now. He's fought and
fuck off.
It's dribble, mate, and I agree with you. It was, I don't know if she was drug affected, what was going on, but
no, that's called socialist affected.
Socialist affected, mate.
The freedom that we're getting to enjoy right now, that's kind of thanks to them, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
In fact, probably the footy can only go ahead because of these guys, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Like, you know, if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be living in the Australia that we have today, and I fully think that they should be allowed to go and march.
It hurts when someone from the public don't realise the freedoms that have been given them to them by our servicemen and women.
What camera is this one? We're looking to upgrade.
No, it's no other camera.
If Daniel Andrews listening to this from his bed, obviously he's in bed, don't laugh, that's not funny, I mean, poor guy. If he was listening to this right now, what would your message be about the veterans from the young people's perspective?
Oh, I guess they've done more than he'll ever do, so like, let them have their march. So one day they get some like gratitude from the public for what they've done.
You're marching down the road and people either side of the road are cheering you on and say, good on you, well done, fantastic, thank you for giving up your life to do this.
If we can have packed football games, we can at least support our returned soldiers at the Anzac March.
I think that there needs to absolutely be veterans marching and there to be equality in the numbers.
This is our one day we meet up without judgment, without favour, and become mates again, become comrades again.
Fascists.
So listen, she's run away. All right, welcome to Melbourne, the city of love and tolerance, where when you stand with the veterans, this miniature Jew gets called a fascist. Hey, let's talk to this young lad. He seems all right. You seem a bit more tolerant.
I seen him on YouTube, that's why.
I'm good looking, aren't I?
You got locked up in one
I
of
know,
the
I look good even in cuffs, don't I?
Yeah.
Well, forget her. I want to shake your hand. Thank you so much for your service.
Appreciate it.
Do you think she should just identify as a normal person?
I'm not sure how that is.
Do you know her?
No.
No. I didn't think so. You're too brown for her. We're going to ask you the tough questions today because I know you're here for an important reason, but how did you grow that? Because I've been trying.
Well, this is actually a very significant part of me because on April the 15th, 2 weeks after my 50th birthday, I was standing on the edge of the E.J. Whitten Bridge wanting to end it all. Life was getting too much. Post-traumatic stress disorder had gotten to me. Thankfully, I made the right decision and took the step backwards off the bridge. Went back home, called a police chaplain, called police welfare actually, who called the police chaplain, and I haven't shaved it since. So it's a 5-year journey of recovery.
I think a lot of us Australians who enjoy the freedoms and recognise the sacrifices you guys made, I think it rips our hearts to shreds to hear that so many are suffering as you did.
And in silence, a lot of them. That's the way we were brought. That was the way my generation was brought up. A problem shared is a problem doubled, as opposed to, it's not weak to speak. It isn't. If you've got a problem, put your hand out. That was the hardest thing for me. I was going shopping at the supermarket or into the shopping centres. I didn't have to register to go there to do my shopping. Why do I have to register to march?
Let me just fix that for you, mate. Veterans are dangerous.
Only to the numbskulls out there who don't understand, like that fascist girl before.
Is that really your name?
No, that's a nickname that was given to me in the army in the very early hours of a morning on guard duty.
We won't ask anymore. Tell us about these essays. Is that a real thing?
Fuck them essay lads.
Bro, the essays aren't real, bro. The essays aren't real, swear.
I've earned the right to march. My family's earned the right to march, and my forefather as well. So, it's a bit of a regardless statement. I don't like doing that. I don't like the idea that I'm entitled to, but I'm breaking the law to do it. That really grates me. But yes, I will march regardless. I'm
not registering online to say, "Can I please go?" Look, I'm going. That's all there is to it. I'm marching. It's my right. I earned these. I want to march. End of story.
Well, thank you. You definitely did earn it. We'll see you on the day.
Thanks, Dave.
Black deaths in custody that happened because the Australian state murders Indigenous people in prison.
By the way, guys, just for your factual information, black deaths in custody is fake news because actually in Australia, as a black person, you actually live longer in custody. I'm not advocating jailing black people. I'm just telling you the facts. Sorry. I'm out. If you enjoyed this report as much as I enjoyed doing it, as you could see, make sure to like, comment and share. Let people know, firstly, what's happening to our veterans, but also some of the radical elements in our community. And obviously, if you're one of these tops, and I'm sweating today, I probably shouldn't have worn a jumper, but I couldn't take it off because it looks too damn good. You can get it yourself at rebelstore.com.au. rebelstore.com.au.